What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day The Single Life Season 4, Episode 11, Natalie's Got a Question. Now, let's get started with Natalie. So when we see them, Natalie and Michael are dropping off Mama, I guess, back at the apartment so that Natalie and Michael can have a chance to talk alone. So they go to a park to talk, and as they're walking through the park, Natalie has, she's holding on to Michael's arm, and she thinks that whatever she's got in store for him, whatever she's got planned, is going to be so easy peasy. So anyway, so they're walking through the park, and then they sit down at a park bench, and Natalie starts off by saying that she understands now the errors of her ways in her marriage with Michael, and that she had put too much emphasis and too much priority on her career to being the next big thing in the movie industry, and that she should have put more attention and more effort in her marriage, that she should not have put her desire to be in the entertainment industry above being the wife that Michael wanted her to be. So she sacrificed their potential family basically for nothing, because she doesn't have a movie contract. She's not signed with any kind of agency, or has nothing on the horizon as far as, making this dream of hers of becoming a movie star come true. So Michael was like, yeah, I agree. I concur. You did. You threw it all away, for a flimsy wish upon a star, I want to be a movie star type of thing, and you threw our whole entire life away because of that. So then she asked him if they can start talking again and then maybe have a child, and he was like, hell no. Absolutely not. Now, I don't know how we go from, can we start talking again and then have a baby? I don't know how we make that leap from talking to baby, because I would think that, she would want to start off slowly by getting to know him better again, establish, feelings and emotions, trust, compatibility, figure out exactly where is his headspace now. Are they really on the same page? Does he still want to have a family and all of that? Like, you would think that she would have started really slow, but instead she was like, let's just start talking again and have a baby. So obviously that he was not down with that at all. So he tells her no, that was not in his plans whatsoever. He says he's ready to move on. He says, I want to move forward. I don't want to move backward with my life. I'm trying to move forward and put all of this behind me. So then she asked him if he's met somebody else, and he told her no. And I'm hoping to. He's, I haven't met anybody else, but I am hoping to meet someone. So she starts trying to convince him, you're my husband. You're still my husband. We need to try to make this work out. I want to have a family. I want to have a family with you. And he's like, in fact, let me show you how disinterested I am in this. He tells her, I am going to start working on finalizing our divorce. That's how much I am trying to get the hell away from you. And that's how much I want to put my past with you behind me. And he is adamant. He is not going to waver. He has nothing more to talk about with her. He has made up his mind. She is still trying to convince him, and she's still trying to tell him, look, I'm going to win you back. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to fight for us. And he tells her it's too late. He says it's too late. You thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. You left me to go be with Josh, who you thought was going to help you get into the movie industry or whatever the hell you're trying to do. And then she tries to downplay her relationship with Josh, saying that it was nothing. It was no big deal. He didn't even really want to be with me. It wasn't a real relationship. Well, the way that you were crying and slinging snot after Josh broke up with you, it's really hard for us to tell that it was nothing to you, Natalie. The way that you were sitting on the curb in the bushes crying your heart out after he broke up with you, I don't know. I'm not understanding how now you're saying that it was nothing. Josh was no big deal, because you acted like he was a big deal the way that you were crying. So he doesn't care. He doesn't want to hear none of it. He's like, you made your decision. Stick with it, because I'm sticking with mine. You thought Josh was better. You thought LA was better. You got it all. You're living in LA. You got exactly what you wanted. Leave me the hell alone. And I'm so proud of Michael for standing his ground. He's not going back to her for love, for money, for fame, for clout, for trying to still stay on this show. He don't give a damn. He don't want nothing to do with Natalie, because he has experienced Natalie, and it's nothing that he wants. Same thing with Josh. I think what turns a lot of men off with Natalie, because her past relationships also didn't work out, I think it's because she's not genuine. You can see right through her. She just has this thing where when she's with someone, you can tell that she's using them for something for her own benefit. She's trying to gain something from them. She just doesn't come off like really connecting with anybody, like she's really in love or has any kind of emotions for anybody. It's just like you can tell that everybody that's in her life, she's using them for something. And they can all see right through it. Now, it might have taken Michael a little bit longer, but they can all see right through it. He said that he loved the hell out of her, but she didn't want what he wanted. She went to go chase what she thought was best for her. And so he wishes her nothing but the best, but he's not going to move backwards. And I love people who don't go backwards, because there's a reason why it didn't work out the first time around. There's a reason why y'all broke up. And if those issues have not been fixed, and sometimes they may need to be fixed professionally, if those issues have not been fixed, when you go back together again, those issues will come right back and rear their ugly head, and y'all are going to be broken up again. So I'm really proud of Michael for standing his ground and not falling for her BS. I mean, she tried it all. She did the crying. She did the big innocent baby doll eyes. She did the, she tried it all. And he was like, ducking and dodging and blocking off all of her attempts to get back with him. So I'm really proud of him. Moving on from there, we have Debbie. Not much going on with Debbie. Debbie confronts her son Julian as they're packing up in their hotel room to go back to wherever they're from. They're packing up their bags, and she confronts her son and tells her son that, look, I'm a grown woman. Stop getting into my business. Stop telling my men that, I made this horrible mistake with a 20-year-old kid, because it's making me look bad. You're making me look desperate out here. And I'm trying to get something going on with Ruben, and you ruined it all by telling him all my business about Osama. So stay the hell out of my business. I'm a grown woman. I made a mistake one time, and you can never forgive me for that. And he tells his mom, look, Mom, I understand. I've already forgiven you. I forgave you as soon as you came back to the United States from Morocco. And he makes it look like now he understands where she's coming from, and he promises her that he's going to respect her boundaries. But he says that the first inkling that Ruben is messing up, he says he's going to jump out of the bushes and be all over him. And Debbie's still like, no, don't do that. If he messes up, let that be between me and him. I can figure it all out. So Ruben takes her to the airport. So they drive to the airport. On their way to the airport, Debbie is noticing that things have shifted between them. And it has a lot to do with the information that Julian gave to Ruben about how Debbie was with Osama. So she can tell in the car that he's not the same. He's not talking as much. There's tension between them. She can definitely detect it. And she thinks that maybe now he's turned off after the stuff that Julian told him. They get to the airport. They say their goodbyes. And he promised her that he's going to go visit her in Georgia. I think she's from Georgia. He says to her, I'm going to come visit you in, Atlanta. Yeah. I'm going to come visit you in Atlanta. And so she thinks that maybe there's still hope between them because she really likes Ruben. I don't know. I hope it works out. I seriously doubt he's going to travel to Atlanta to spend any kind of time with Debbie. I don't see that happening at all whatsoever. But Debbie seems to have a lot of faith in Ruben, and she thinks that they are back on track. Moving on from there, we have Chantel. So Chantel, she goes on a surprise date with Giannis. Now, before she went on the date, as she was getting ready for the date, she's got her squad there helping her get ready, her little, glam crew helping her get ready. And so she's going to wear this really tight, little tight fitting dress and some high heels and no bra. Now, when I see Chantel with no bra, my back aches. Okay. My back aches for her. She's top heavy. I'm top heavy. I don't see how you can go about your day-to-day life without a damn bra, without any support. I don't get it. And especially as small as she is and as top heavy as she is, I'm like, girl, you need to wear a bra. You need the support to make sure that you don't do damage to your damn spine. But anyways, so she puts on this cute little tight dress, no bra, and her high heels. And so she thinks that they're going to go somewhere really romantic, right? Because he's going to surprise her. So the car comes to get her and drives her to a damn soccer field. So she's overly dressed for this event, and he's, dressed in his soccer uniform or something. Cause he plays soccer professionally, I think, for the Greek team. And he's really into soccer. It's really, really important to him. So he wanted to take her to a place that meant a lot to him. But to her, she's like, where the hell am I? Why am I here? So they're at the soccer field, and he explains to her how important soccer is to him. He teaches her a couple of things about soccer. They're walking, on the field and whatnot. And so finally they get an opportunity to talk. And basically he tells her that, well, he tells us, not so much Chantel, but he tells us that the reason why he acted the way he acted at the Snail Festival and was kind of giving her the cold shoulder and not talking to her was because he was scared. He didn't know exactly where she was at, how she really felt about him. So he really wasn't sure. And I guess that's why he was kind of keeping his distance. But, I guess now he understands that she does really like him, and he feels more reassured now. And he says he's definitely still interested in Chantel, and he does want to pursue something with her. So they're on the soccer field. They kick the ball a little bit back and forth. You talk about their feelings and how they feel about each other and how they're down for one another. He talks about visiting her in Atlanta. She talks about coming back to see him in Greece. They share kisses. It gets really whatever. So they're fine. So the next day, she's getting ready to leave. And it's the day of the departure, and they're loading up the car, packing up their car with their luggage, her and her crew. And right before they're about to leave, he shows up out of nowhere. He surprises her with a bouquet of flowers. And it was like his one last goodbye to her. And she was really, really, really shocked that he showed up. And her friends, too, were also surprised that he was there. And so he wanted to tell her one last goodbye. They smooch. And then finally they say goodbye. She's on her way back to America. And that's the end of that. So she feels like, he really likes her. She really likes him. She says that she is afraid that it's going to end the way that it ended with Pedro, because of the fact that, she went to a foreign land to meet a guy, fell in love, and this is like the same formula that she had with Pedro. So my question to Chantel is, if you're so worried about your relationship ending up like Pedro, then why are you meeting men the way you met Pedro? Why don't you just meet somebody in America? If you're so anxious about foreign men dumping you, then why don't you just meet a guy in America? I don't get it. I don't understand. So that was the end of the season. The next week is the tell-all or the reunion, whatever you want to call it. And we'll see where it goes from there. I don't have much else to say other than I can't wait for the reunion to see, what the real deal is after the cameras left. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.